Hi everyone, welcome back. Is the audio clear? Hello, hello, can you hear me? Okay, good. So let's go through the agenda again for this week. We are done already through IP addressing, IPv6 addressing, types of IPv6 addressing. Then I have shown you how to do IPv6 routing for IGP. Basically, we have covered RAPE, OSP, VIGRP. We have to do BGP. Then I have explained you route redistribution in IPv6. Now then I have also done route filtering. Okay, let us have now route summarization. So we'll do BGP, route summarization, traffic filtering, access list, prefix list. I have shown you how to create prefix list in IPv6, and I have already shown you all how to create an IPv6 access list. Again, when we'll do traffic filtering, we'll be again coming back to IPv6 access list. Okay, so let us go ahead. So the same diagram what we had yesterday. We had reef ng between. The only thing is that this is not R4, it is R10 basically. Okay, this was R10 basically instead of R4. So this side was R4, R5 was running. Sorry, R10, R5 they were running RIP, and then if you see R3, R6 they were running EIGRP, right? So we had done redistribution. We did redistribution on R5 between RIP and OSP. I showed you how to do that. Then we did redistribution between R5 and R3. No, not sorry. Then the other redistributing router, the ABR, is R3. So there are two ABRs, R5 and R3. As far as OSP is concerned, so R5 is the ASBR and R3 is the ASBR for OSPF and EIGRP. So is the connectivity there now? Let us check now connectivity. Let me go to R10. Show IPv6 route RIP. Let's see what R3 is learning. So if you see right now, R3 is learning only one network from R5 2050. R3 is learning, R10 is learning only one route. R10 is getting only one route from like that. Possibly is what? Maybe whatever redistribution I did on R5 and R3, I think I did not save it. So that's the reason that thing is not there. Same way, if I go to R6, doesn't matter. No problem. At least there are R10 and R5, they are neighbors, no problem. And then let us go to R3 and R6. show IPv6 route EIGRP. Let's see. Yes, R3 learning route from R6. Yes, R3 is learning route EIGRP route from R6. That is 2006, right? So like that. And between them, there is already OSPF between R5 and R3, but the routes are not getting redistributed because I did not save it. Okay, now we'll do basically, I will show you how to do BGP. So that's the reason I did not save it. So we'll consider, let us draw now. Let's say this is AS5, and let's consider this as AS6. Let's so R3, R6 they belong to AS6, and R10, R5 they belong to AS5. So is there a reachability between 5 and 3? Yes, there is a link between 5 and 3. Can they ping each other? Yes, if they have reachability between them, we can form eBGP now, right? Between R10 and R5 will be doing what? It will be iBGP. Between R3 and R6 will be what? iBGP. And between 5 and 3 it will be what? eBGP. Okay. Hmm. So let us start with R10 first. How do you start? Now in BGP, you don't need to go to the interface because there is no interface command for BGP. Why? Because same BGP which we use for IPv4, the same BGP we can use for now IPv6 BGP. So I need to do same thing. So it is basically router BGP5. Okay. Then I define a neighbor. I say who is my neighbor. This is my neighbor. See, loopback is reachable. So if the loopback is reachable of R, if you see directly normal IPv4 IP address also, and you have also neighbor address also. So I can directly define neighbor like this, or I can even do address family IPv6 unicast, and inside this I can do a neighbor command. So there is directly IPv6, and if you see it's still, you see you have IP address for IPv4 also, and you see IPv6 address also. So let us put, I say 2050 colon 5, that's the loopback of R5, and I say remote is, and now see the problem now. There is no remote is command now under address family. So I went into address family IPv4 unicast, and neighbor command is there. But when I specified the IP address of my neighbor and I say, hey, this neighbor belongs to some AS, remote AS, there is no remote AS. What is the meaning of this? You need to define what? Neighbor directly under BGP. Neighbor, I'll say 2050 colon 5. Remote is 5, and it will be what? Loopback peering. So I say update source. I don't know what is the loopback because now we are not using loopback 0. So in IPv6 I did not configure loopback 0. So I need to check on R10 what is the loopback. So do show IPv6 interface brief. The loopback which I created, only one loopback I created, that is 2010. So I need to say that. So I say neighbor update source look back 2010. Done. Let us go to R5 now. Now best thing is what, always always do a ping to the neighbor IP address with whom you want to pair and test reachability with the source IP your own loopback 2050 colon 5. So if you see loopback to loopback pairing, why? Because there is already IGP. Of course, in a big environment, service provider environment, there can't be RIP. But now since I wanted to show you RIP, so between 10 and 5 we configured RIP. Normally it could be what, OSPF, VIRP, ISS, because RIP is not scalable. But anyway, let it be. Right now for BGP is what, some IGP has to be there and reachability has to be there. So now I tested the reachability from R5. Now I go to a BGP router BGP 5 neighbor. I said, who is your neighbor? 2010 colon 10 remote is 5. And then what is my loopback? I think loopback is my 2050. Yes, 2050 only the loopback. So we are also and now what will happen? They will form neighborship. Let us go to R10. We'll create one more loopback on R10, which will advertise in BGP. So how do we advertise in BGP? Same network command. But first of all, are they forming neighborship? Have they formed neighborship? Previously, what was the command to see the neighbor table? Show IP BGP summary, right? What will be the command in BGP now? Do show IP v6 BGP summary. If I do the same command, now slight change. See, it's not accepting now. If you see show routing table command, almost same, just we added what, v6, that's it. Interface brief, same command, we added v6. So same logic if I apply for BGP, it's not working. Why? Because slight change now. So how do I do that? The command is basically first now BGP, show BGP, then you specify what, which family you want to see. So I say show BGP IPv6 unicast. It won't show me, no? So tab key won't work, right? Okay, so do show BGP IPv6 summary. So see, it is telling this command is deprecated. Says show show BGP IPv6 unicast. Okay, so telling me, and then summary. So no neighbor. So R10 and R5 did not form neighborship. Is the IP reachable 2010? Yes. Did I specify 25, 2050? I already tested reachability somewhere. R5, I did the ping 2010 colon 10 and 2050 colon 5. So IP address is reachable. Then both I did what? I specified they are in what? IBGP, and since it is loopback pairing, I specified which loopback I should use for the TCP session, right? Now they are not forming neighborship. So what needs to be done? You remember the command which I did, address family. So now you need to go inside address family IPv6. Okay, so I now go inside address family, IPv6. Unicast if you put also doesn't matter, if you don't put also doesn't matter, because by default it is unicast. Inside this now, I'll repeat that command neighbor, and then I need to do, instead of remove, here I say what? Activate. Same way over here, address family, IP. So some now messages have started coming. See, notification messages started coming like that. Selling send neighbor unsupported this that. So now here also I need to do address family IPv6, and then I up arrow. Let me get back my neighbor. So now it do activate on both the sides, and there the neighborship is up. So first you need to define the neighbor, then you go inside address family, and then you activate that neighbor. The activation of the neighbor is required in IPv6 now. In IPv4 also activate command is there. When we'll do MPLS, that time I'll show you that activate command. Whenever we'll do MPLS, that time we'll see IPv4 activate command. Okay, like just remember now, if you want to do BGP, same old BGP, but only neighbor command also same. Define the neighbor, then you need to go inside address family, and then you need to activate the neighbor. So now are the neighbors? Yes. So can if I will create some loopback. So I'll see now network command. Do I have network command? Yes. You see network command is there under address family. Let me go back from the address family. Let me see. Do I have network command under BGP? See now the network command is not there under BGP straight away. This new iOS slight changes are there. If I go here now, let me go to R5. R5 I kept the old iOS. So if I exit the address family command, and if I say network, see network command is there on R5, but the same network command is not there in R10 directly under BGP. So some movement of the command from one mode to the other mode. So now in on R10, what I need to do? I need to go back to the address family, and then I define the network. I say network. Let's say we create a loopback on R10, maybe 3000 series. So let's have R10 loopback 3000 colon 10/64. So I created a new loopback. So it is telling network mask prefix incorrect. Why? Oh, I specified the host IP single, right? That's the reason it is telling. So see, I specified, I did not specify network. I specified what I gave completely 8 field. So when you give completely 8 field, then it can't be like here 64. So I'm specifying a single host IP. So if it is single host IP, then it has to be what? /128. It can't be 64. So it is telling me, no, you have given a wrong command. So actually what I should have done, I don't need to say anything. I simply say /64 3000 series. And then I need to create this loopback because I have not created this loopback. So let us create a loopback. Interface loopback 3000 IPv6 address. Let us assign the IPv6 address 3000 colon 10 and here /64. So while defining the IP address, no need to define unicast address, no need to say unicast because address family IPv4 if you enter by default only unicast is supported. So R10 if you see now advertised. I advertised the network and I created the loopback. So now it will get advertised. So R10 will advertise this route to where R5. Let us see on R5 now. What's the command? As I said, show. Now in BGP the command is not starting with show IP. So the command slide change instead of show IP BGP. Now it has become what? Show BGP IPv6. So show IP, show BGP IPv6 unicast. If you want to put unicast. If you don't put unicast also no problem. So previously to see the BGP table, the command was show IP BGP. To see the neighbor table, the command was show IP BGP summary. And now the command is what? Show BGP IPv6. If I want to see someone in the neighbor table, then I need to put unicast. Why command is not coming? Show BGP IPv6. Yes, show BGP IPv6. Oh, I was not putting 6. That's the reason it was getting confused. Summary. So same, similar, almost same output. Neighbor and last you see it says prefix received number. If you see a number means what? Neighborship up. Successful neighborship. So R5 received a route from R10. Yes. What is that route? If I want to see the route, what is the command? Show BGP IPv6. If I don't say unicast also, it will show me the neighbor table, BGP table, and there you see the route. Greater than sign, the route is 3000 colon colon slash 64. Next stop is 2010 colon colon 10. Metric still default 0. Local preference still the same 100. Weight of 0. Origin code I. So if you see everything same for IPv6 also. It's telling you should put unicast, but if you see even if I don't put unicast still coming. If it doesn't come, you put unicast. Some iOSs maybe they don't support if you don't put unicast, so you can put unicast. Show BGP IPv6 unicast, and it will show you the BGP table. So R5 is receiving this route. Okay. Now what I'll do, I'll define what. If you see, we have what eBGP we have to define, right? So eBGP between R5 and R3. Here will be what eBGP. So I go to R5 again. I go inside BGP router BGP5. Okay. I define a neighbor. I say neighbor. Who is my neighbor now? 2035 colon 5. Sorry, colon 3. That is R3's IP address, and R3 now belongs to which is I think 6. I think as per the diagram 6. Okay, 6. And then what I should do? Same and always define the neighbor, go inside the address family, neighbor IPv6 unicast, or you don't put unicast, it will be same. And here I again say neighbor activate. eBGP multi-hop will be needed if you have what? Loopback peering. So I'm not doing loopback peering between 5 and 3. If I do loopback peering, then I will be requiring eBGP multi-hop. 5 and 3 directly connected. There is OSPF between 5 and 3, so if I could have done eBGP using loopback also. If I can check, let us do that if you want. Let us do loopback peering. Why not with eBGP? Control A. So if you remove the neighbor command, it will from the address family, that neighbor activate command will automatically get removed. Okay, so you don't need to go to 2 places and remove. Let me do first. Let us see what I am getting via OSPF, because the IGP between 5 and 3 is OSPF. So let's see what I am getting from OSPF. So yes, am I getting some route? Yes. So see, there is a loopback 2030. So I'm getting this 2030 from OSPF. So can we do peering? Same way I can check on R3 also. Is R3 getting route from OSPF from R5? Yes, R3 knows R5 by 2005. So let us do instead of address family. Now I define what? I say neighbor 2030 colon 3. This is a loopback IP. I say remote S 6. Then I say, since it is loopback peering, I need to do what? Update source. My loopback will be what? 2005, because 2005 is the IP R3 knows. Okay, so first let us do this much only. Okay, then I go inside, let's say I go inside address family IPv6, and there I say let's say I'm forgetting eBGP multi-hop. Let's see now. Okay, so I'm not doing purposely eBGP multi-hop. So I did loopback peering, remote is update source loopback 0, and I activate command. I come to R3 now. (2030) is there. Okay, 2030 is there. Router BGP 6. I define neighbor. I say who is my neighbor? R5. What is the IP address of R5? I know 2005 colon 5, and R5 is in which is AS5. And I need to go to which loopback? My loopback update source loopback 2030, because R5 knows me by my loopback 2030 IP, that is 2030, 2030, right? Done. Then address family IPv6, activate, and let's see now, do they form neighborship? So they won't form neighborship now. The reason is what? This is eBGP. eBGP expect the neighbor to be what? Directly connected IP. Neighbor IP is expected what? Directly connected. But now we are doing loopback peering. So even if I do update source loopback 0, it's not going to work. Update source loopback works only for iBGP, because in iBGP no requirement that the neighbor has to be directly connected IP. So if you see now, they are not forming neighborship. So what should I do? Exit this address family, go inside where you say neighbor eBGP multi-hop. Same way here also, exit, and you see immediately needs. So for whenever you do eBGP, you have to remember, if you are doing eBGP using loopback, then eBGP multi-hop command is needed. If you are doing physical peering, then eBGP multi-hop command is not needed. Clear for everybody? Okay, now let's move it. So 10 was neighbor with 5 iBGP, and now 5 has what? One more neighbor. So if I go and check on R5, show BGP IPv6 unicast summary BGP neighbor table. So I see I have 2 neighbors now. From R3 I'm not receiving anything. Same way if I go to R3 now, if I say do show BGP IPv6 uni summary, R3 says it is having one neighbor, and that neighbor is advertising what? One prefix. And what is that prefix? If I want to see what is that prefix, I remove that summary. So it will be like BGP table. So if you see, R10's loopback has reached R3. And now let's define R3, another neighbor R6. So R6, what IP I know of R6? 2006 loopback, that is the loopback IP address of R6, 2006::6, and I say this is my own S6, remote S6, and since it is loopback peering, I should do what? Update source loopback. But before that, I should check R6 knows R3 by which loopback. Because there are multiple loopbacks. So let us go to R6 now. Get R6 down here somewhere. Okay. So coming to R6. Show IPv6 route EIGRP. When I do, what I see, it is 2003. So that's the reason I should say update source loopback 2003. Because if I put wrong loopback, and if that loopback is not known to the neighborship we won't form. And then again for this neighbor also, IBGP, BGP, anytime you define a new neighbor, you go inside the address family IPv6, and over there you need to activate this neighbor. So now R3 is configuration ready. If you see, there is only one loopback which I created 2006. Let us create a one more loopback for as a customer, public IP. So let us keep again this. Let us keep it like 3000 series. Maybe I will keep R10 3000. Let us keep here 3600 something interface. Loopback 3600. IPv6 address 3600 colon maybe we can keep 6 and then maybe colon 6 slash 64. I just made it a little bit bigger IP address. Okay, done. Created the loopback. Now I start configuring BGP router BGP6. Who is my neighbor? R3. R3 is what IP I know, 2003 colon 3. R3 belongs to which AS? My AS. This is IBGP. That's the reason loopback peering. Up low 2006. I need to type even update source loopback immediately because one side I already configured address family activated, so it is waiting. Network, let me advertise the network. If you see when I put network I see only IPv4, so I cannot advertise now. I address family, I go inside address family IPv6 and here let me first form neighborship. So I said activate and let's see now they become happy. So they were crying, now see they have become happy. So R3, R5 they became neighbor and let us advertise a route. So if you see on R6 in address family you have a network command. With network command now I can advertise what? IPv6 prefix. So what is I prefix I created? 3600 colon 6 colon slash 64. This is the network I want to advertise in BGP. Done. Finished. Come back to R3. Let us see R3 show BGP IPv6 Unicast summary. So if you see now R3 says it has two neighbors R5 and R6. 5 means R5, 6 means 6. This is the BGP neighbor. This is IBGP neighbor, and from both the neighbors, neighborship is up, and because I'm receiving 1 prefix. So now, why one more step? Why one more command to do a neighbor activate? Basically, this command is done to allow what? See, as BGP is flexible protocol, new capabilities, new parameters, new features are getting added to the BGP, right? Just hold on. Let me put my laptop charger. iPhone it's not working. Okay. So when if I don't do activate command, what happens? The capability is if we have already seen already. You see here when I did not do that command, they were not forming neighborship because the capability, the messages which they were coming. I said no, R3 is not happy. See all these messages. And if you see on R6 also the messages were there. Some because new capabilities have been added. Telling see unsupported this when a new family, a new address family has been supported. So along with that new address family, there are possibilities. New capabilities might be added to BGP. So that capabilities need to be activated. They started sending each other messages, BGP message, but then they're telling no, this you are not talking about the new capabilities, and that's the reason neighborship was not getting. So with this activate command, the new capabilities which are added in BGP, so all the new features will get supported. Because now you need to BGP has to carry what? IPv6 or 128-bit long prefixes they have to exchange. So one prefix, and finally let us see on R6 ultimately show IP. No, sorry, not IP. First BGP. Always now in BGP the command will start with show BGP now. So show BGP IPv6. You want to put unicast, you put. If you don't put unicast also, it will show you the BGP table, and there you see I have my own prefix. Next stop is 00, and I also have R10's prefix, and now AS path is showing what 5. So can I do now ping, end to end ping? What that look back 3000. So 3000 colon 10 with my source 3600 colon 6 colon 6. It did not work. Why? Because if you see R6 received the route 3000, but is the route good? Is the route best? No. Why? There is no greater than sign. Why? Because this next stop R3 does not know is 2005. R6 knows only R3. So R6 doesn't know R5. So if you remember, same rules. What are the rules? If you have eBGP routes and if you forward the routes to iBGP neighbor, what do you need to do for your iBGP neighbors? Next stop self. So that's the reason I go inside BGP. So we should not get happy with seeing the route. Always you should see what is exactly is the, even if I receive the route, what is the route good for me? Is the route best for me? So again go back to BGP 6 on R6, and then I say neighbor. Who is my neighbor? 2006 iBGP neighbor colon 6. Next hop. See now, neighbor command, update source command, eBGP command, where they were where see remote dash command is there. Update source command is also there. eBGP multi-hop command is also there. But when I put next of self command, next, it says unrecognized command. So this is like a capability, this is like a feature. So now this feature is where they are considering it as part of what in the address family, and that's the reason that activate command. So now the features have been supported under the address family. So I need to go where address family IPv6, and over here also I have the neighbor command. Who is my neighbor? 2006 colon 6, and there you see next of it. So see the commands, you know oh, it is telling. Oh, I put a wrong command for the neighbor 2066 I did. So it's telling sorry, you can't do that. I need to correct it. It is 2000. And now on R3 the route should become what? Best. And it become best. Still not best. What we should do? What we should do in BGP? Do clear IPv6 BGP star soft out. Let's see now the command. See now again. It's not supported now. Same command clear IP BGP command is not has not become clear IPv6 BGP. So what would be the command now this time? Do clear BGP IPv6 or I think do clear IPv6 BGP star, still not. Clear BGP, let us clear. Do I have? So if you see there is no IPv6, but did I have BGP? Yes, so command is there, clear BGP. If I say star means it will all, all families will, I just want to do maybe IPv6. So I say clear IPv6. Then unicast comes. This is where slide changes now. So unicast, then star, then soft. Soft is there. Yes, soft out. Now I cannot say only S. Why? Because there is some slow also. So the commands have, in BGP the commands have become slightly different. Same options are there, but just shuffled. And unicast, some places unicast you need to put. If you don't put unicast, the command is not there. Like neighbor table, unicast summary. But if I want to see only BGP table, even if I don't put unicast command, it's working. So clear BGP IPv6 unicast stars of out. Done. Let's see here. And now see the route is good for R6, but will the ping work? The ping won't work. Why? Because still the same rules apply for R10 also. R10 is receiving iBGP routes from R5. So show BGP IPv6 unicast. If I do so for R10 also received R6 route, but it is not best. Why? Because R5 forwarded R3's IP and R10 does not know who is R3. So what needs to be done? I need to go to R5 also, same over here also. Go inside BGP, router, BGP, it is 5, yes 5, address family, IP, V6, neighbor, IP address, who is my neighbor? I think 2010 colon 10, next of self command. And then clear BGP IPv6 unicast star soft out. Ping has started. Why? Because now the route has become best. So if you see, address family has again changed, but that doesn't mean the concepts change. The concepts are still the same. What previously you had for IPv4, so in IGP also the concepts didn't change. Yes, command little bit shuffled. We can't say it is changed. We can say only shuffled. Same commands, only shuffled. Previously IPBGP, now BGP IPv6. And unicast, some places unicast you need to keep on add. So did customer of R10 was able to communicate with customer of, we had on R10 one customer, blue color, and we had a customer here, 3600, and over here it was 3000 something, right? So end-to-end connectivity established via BGP. Clear how to do BGP? All the rules will still apply. If suppose behind R3 and R6 I put one more router, let's say, or behind R10 I put one more router in AS5, then what will happen? The rule of split horizon will come. Then I need to make R10 as what? Route reflector. So same, everything remains same. Just addressing has changed. So this was BGP, how to do BGP. Okay. Now let us in the same setup. Let me show you traffic filtering. Yesterday we have seen how to do route filtering using distribute list and route map, and in distribute list we had seen how to do using prefix list, and in route map I had shown you how to do route filtering using access list, IPv6 access list. Let us do a traffic filtering now. So if you see, we have connected R10 and R6 via BGP. Are they connected? Yes. 3000 is connected to 3600. Yes. Okay. So let us see this now. If you see, can R10 also ping 3600 colon 6 colon 6. Source, we have to always do extended ping. Source 3000 colon 10. So see, 6 can ping 10. Naturally 10 can also ping 6. Okay. So ping is working. So now can I do telnet? Can I do telnet to R6? And again I have to specify slash source interface, because if I simply say telnet, what will happen? It will take only the outgoing link, and outgoing link, if you see, I have not advertised in BGP. If you see the diagram on R3 and between R3 between R10 and R5, this link 2045, we did not advertise this in BGP, because normally we don't advertise links in BGP. Only customer to customer reachability is there. That's the reason. If I'm doing telnet, if I simply say telnet 3000 colon 3600, ping is working, but telnet won't work. So you need to specify the loopback 2010. So see, now telnet should work. Is it loopback 2010? Let us see what the loopback on loopback 2010 is there. No, loopback 3000 I should say, right? Because loopback 2010 I use only for my IBGP. So update source, sorry, slash source interface, not 2010. R6 knows R10 by which I loopback, it's loopback 3000. So to tell R10 do telnet to R6, but use source IP address of your loopback 3000. And now see telnet works. Is working? Yes. Is telnet also working? Yes. What? How about HTTP? Is also HTTP also? See, so I'm doing HTTP to IPv6 address. I did telnet to IPv6 address. Same way, if I configure SSH, even SSH also will work. Suppose now we have a requirement now. Okay, what is the requirement? This AS6, where is AS6? R3 and R6, right? AS6 they have a requirement that okay, nobody should be able to do telnet. So I have a requirement. Now R3 will act as like what? A firewall. R3 I have a requirement that okay, don't allow anybody to telnet to your customer 3600. Like that. Nobody should be able to telnet to R6 this one. Like that. So this is a requirement for what? Traffic filtering, not route filtering. I don't want a certain application. People should use certain application and access my server. So this is a traffic filtering requirement. So let us go back to R3 now. There is R3 over here, R3. So all the traffic ultimately, if you see from R10 to R6, ultimately traveled through where? R6. R3, and then they landed on R6. So now R3 administrator has a requirement. What is that requirement? If you want, I can write. You can write it also. Let me pull up some text file. The same text file which I used earlier. So what the task? Custom. R3 does not want anyone to telnet to R6 customer. Configure R3 accordingly. So R3 is aware of R6 customers. Right now, everybody is able to access R6 customer using all applications. Why? Because once you do routing, the whole IP stack gets what? Permitted. And that's the reason everything is under IP. So everything means IP means now we are talking IPv6. So everything is under IPv6 will get permitted. All the applications. So what I do? I need to do what? So let us do using what? An access list, because prefix list, if you remember, prefix list cannot be used to identify a application. Prefix list can be used to only identify traffic based on what? IP address. No, if I say only deny, IP address, then what will happen? All the applications will get denied. So that's the reason this I cannot do this with using prefix. My option is to use what? Prefix list now. Oh, sorry, not prefix list, access list. Because prefix list we don't have option to specify TCP, UDP, or HTTP, telnet. Applications cannot be specified in prefix list. So what is my command? IPv6 access list. And if you remember, it is only we have only now what? Named access list. So maybe I say no tell. So I created a named access list, no tell, and I straight away say deny. Deny what? I said TCP. From where? Any source. To whom? To whom? R6 network, or maybe only R6 specific loopback. If I have specific, individual single loop, a single IP address, IPv6. So you have same option. See, same option host is there. 3600 colon 6 colon 6. Then I don't need to specify now slash subnet mask 128 because I said host. What will happen now? Nothing will happen. Okay. What about remaining all? I want remaining everything to be permitted. So I say permit IPv6 any. And then once I create this access list, where I apply? I apply where? On the interface, right? So what is the interface towards R5? I think as per the diagram it is on R3 it is gigabit 1/0. So I go inside. interface gig 1/0. Previously in IPv4, what is the command to apply an access list on the interface? If you create an access list and if you want to apply on the interface, what used to be the command? IP access group, right? Yes. So now what will be the command to apply in an IPv6 access list? It should be IPv6 access list, right? Access group. So same logic, because most of the things we have seen, most of the things the commands have become simply we just added what v6. But in BGP we have also seen that all the commands are not exactly same. So let us see now. First, I'll use my same logic. IPv6, this command is there on the interface. Then I put a question mark. What do you see? See now there is no access group command. IPv6 access group command is not there. Only two options are there: address and authentication. Address command to assign IP address, authentication command to enable authentication for your routing protocols, which we have already seen in EIGRP. I shown you how to do on the interface. So there is no command IPv6 access group. So what is the command now? The command has become now what? IPv6 traffic filter, and then name of the access list whatever I created, notel, and then which direction? In direction, because I don't want anybody to be allowed inside my network using telnet. That was the requirement. What is the task given? R3 does not want anyone to telnet to ask his customer. Configure R3. So that is how I configured R3. Let's see now. Everything else should be permitted. Yes, everything else should permit. So ping should be permitted. Yes. So let us first do ping and see if ping is working. If you see, perfect, excellent. That is what I wanted. All other applications should work. Only telnet shouldn't work. So now I tested with ping. Ping is working. Let us do now telnet. This previously was working. Now if you see, it's not working. So this is also fantastic. Requirement completed. Other applications working. Yes. Now also check one more TCP application, that is HTTP. See, port 80 I put. This should work because only telnet is supposed to be blocked. And what I find now, even HTTP got denied. Why? Because I created in the access list what? A wrong statement. What is the wrong statement? The wrong statement, what happened? I completely denied what? TCP from any source to this particular server. So now all TCP applications got denied. What was my requirement? Only they said only telnet. Did they say TCP? No. So see, you have to be very careful. This is slight mistake, and people the student don't realize. So you are checking, so you should check other applications also. If telnet they ask you to block, do testing with HTTP. HTTP should work. Ping, because see, ping is different, different families. So ping, because of this permit IP, implicit counter, implicit deny, ping is going to work. So I should have be careful. So that's the reason what I do now. Do I remove the access list? No, I don't need to remove the access list. Why? Because it's a named access list. Every named access list will have what? A sequence number. So if I do show IPv6 access list, I will see that my router has created what? Sequence number 10 and sequence number 20. So where is the problem? The problem is in sequence number 20. So I need to first go inside my access list. So IPv6 access list notel. And how do I modify? First I'll need to remove. So I need to say no sequence 10. Then we copy from here. And in the end, you put EQ23 or telnet, whatever you want. Again, any best thing is what? Again, check verification. Did it get? See, problem. New telnet got added, but now it became what? Sequence number 30, because in access list, if you remember, I said it is always appending. AS path is always prepending in BGP. Access list is always appending, so got ended. So I should have done what? Again sequence 10. That's the reason it's very important, Real in real exam. That's the reason students fail in the real exam. Why everybody doesn't pass? Because this is what happens. You know, you don't realize. Students don't realize that they are. That's the reason. Speed is important. You need to complete the lab, and then you should have enough time to do all your verifications. So again, now what I'll say? No sequence 30. I remove that, and then now I say sequence 10, and then I copy paste from there. So is it sequence number 10? Yes. It has to be always all your permit statements or deny statement always, they all have to be what? Before the permit IP any. That's the reason I always use what? 200, 100, 200. So I get enough space. Even if I do a mistake, it will become what? By default, it will always take what? Increment of 10, 20, like that. It will not become 200 and yes, because of course it will now, since I put 200 also, the next increment will be what? 210. It will always start from the last sequence number. Best is what? Always check. And here you need to put sequence number. Accessibility still applied on the interface? Yes. So let us see now. This HTTP should work now this time. And there you see HTTP is working. Telnet shouldn't work. I remove the port 80, so it becomes Telnet. So Telnet is not working. Other applications, ping should work. Ping is also working. Task complete. This is traffic filtering or user traffic filtering. This is how you apply. So now the command to apply an access list on the interface is not IPv6 access group. The command has changed. It has totally changed. It has become what? IPv6 traffic filter. That's the reason in the agenda I put what? Traffic filtering. Cloud filtering and traffic filtering. So command is now what? You have to remember in IPv6 the command has changed. It has become traffic filter instead of access group command. Same requirement can I do in out direction towards R6? Yes, I want to, if I want to protect. Maybe my topology is like this. There could be multiple neighbors, right? Can there be more neighbors inside R3, inside this AS? Yes. My requirement is what? I don't want anybody to do telnet to R6. What will happen if I applied where? My filter were here. So now from the outside world, anybody is entering, they will not be able to do telnet to R6. But how about these routers? How about these neighbors? Customers here, will they be able to still do telnet to R6? Yes. So if you have multiple neighbors, you have multiple interface, then it will be what? As close as to the destination. So the best thing is what? Apply the filter as close as to the destination. So instead of applying on in direction, I can do the same thing. Let us try with in out direction also. R3. interface gig 1/0. I'll remove. I'll say no IPv6 traffic filter access list number no tel. I did in, so removed. I go to the serial interface. Please switch off the cameras, guys. Varun, you okay? Thank you. So now, as per the diagram, it is serial 2/0. So I go inside interface serial 2/0 and I apply the same access list in out. Okay, no problem. So if you see, I applied now in out direction, and let us see, are we getting the same thing? Thing is working. Red. Telnet shouldn't work. Yes, telnet is also not working. That is what my requirement. Nobody should be able to do telnet. So this is applying in the out direction toward R6 is the best solution. Why? Because now, nobody, when they said anyone, the task was anyone. So they did not say that from the internet people should not be able to do. The correct solution is what? Out, not in. The best solution is what? Out. Because as per the task, what was the task given? Does not want anyone to telnet to R6 customer. So I applied in. From in, what happens? From the internet, nobody will be able to do telnet. But what about internal? Yes, out. So let us test now. Telnet, HTTP. So HTTP is also working. So task complete. And now the solution is what? The best solution. This is the solution which will, you know, get you score the points, complete full points. If you apply in direction, what will happen? Only from internet, because here the keyword was anyone. They did not say R3 does not want anyone from internet, from outside. Yes, they said anyone. Anyone is nobody should be able to do telnet to R6. And since it was R3, I have to do on R3 only. You know, the same, if they did not say anything like that, then I could have done on R6 itself also. Like, I don't want anybody to telnet to R6. So I couldn't, the best solution, the best is what? On R6 itself, in indirection. But they said we have to do configure, configuration has to be done where? On R3. And that's the reason I had to do the configuration on R3. Clear, guys? So we are done with traffic filtering also. Same concept, only thing is that slight command change. Syntax of the named access list is exactly same as IPv4. Deny, TCP, any EQ, all the options are still the same. Only thing is that now it is IPv6. If you are specifying a IP, then the IP has to be IPv6 now. And if you are specifying a single server, and then you have the same, again the same old option of what? Host. So as per the agenda, now next topic what we have is what route summarization, IPv6 route summarization. And before I do route summarization, before I explain again, same concept won't change. So let us first, inject multiple routes. Let us first inject multiple routes in BGP, and then we can do summarization. Maybe we can do summarization in BGP directly, or we can do summarization in IGP also. So let us have the routes. Let me go back. So I'll create some. Already have some routes. Okay, so I copied this. So let's go and inject the routes on R10. So I go to R10 config mode. I'm creating some loopbacks. Do show IP interface brief. If you see, I created some loopback 201, 202, 203, like that. Maybe 6, 7 loopbacks. And you see, maybe they're all having what IPv4 addresses. Is it? But I'm not interested in that. Actually, I also assigned what IPv6 addresses. So I should do what? Do show IPv6 interface brief, because IPv6 will appear in IPv6 interface table. So you see 201 has an IP address 240 something. So you see how there are so many now loopbacks of 240. Or I can do show IP route connected. So I can see them all. So these are the loop, all these are my connected. Now how can I advertise all these loopbacks in once, quickly in BGP? You can straight away go inside BGP router BGP5, and then address family IPv6. Do I have redistribute command? There you see. And do I have reconnected option? Yes. So using, instead of I can do network command also, but it will take time, waste of time. I just want to advertise bunch of routes. So let us use redistribute connected option. And now what happens? Let us go to R6. Where is R6? Over here R6. Let us check the routes propagation. 10 gives to 5, 5 gives to 3, 3 gives to 6. So show BGP IPv6, and there you see all bunch of routes have come. Right now just 7, but think maybe these are like maybe 100 routes coming in. So what has happened? Size of the routing table has become big everywhere. So can we do summarization in IPv6 also? Yes. So what I observe, same thing. If you see the first 3 fields, so let us write, let us copy. So let me copy this from here. Summarization. So in this bunch of route, what do you see? In this IPv6, what do you see? You see what? Cisco certifications. Name of Cisco certifications. There is CCDE, there is CCDA, there is CCIE, there is no C, there is CCSA, there is no CCNA, CCNP. Why there is no CCNA, CCNP? Why I can't have CCNA, CCNP? I put CCDE, CCDA, I also have CCIE, but why can't I put CCNA? Because it is hexadecimal, and in hexadecimal the numbering is what? Only up to A to F. 0 to 9 and A to F. Yesterday, if you see, I told you EIGRP multicast address is what? I said FF02 colon colon A. Why? Because 10 becomes A in hex. And actually it is it CCIE? No, even CCI also cannot be there. CCSA also cannot be there. It is basically file looking like S, one looking like I. So this is what Cisco does. In your real exam also, many times, it looks like CCI. And some students, they forget that it is hexadecimal and then typing what CCI. And then the router is not accepting the command. Clear? So now what we observe, that all these IP addresses, their first three fields are what? Common. So now first three field, each field in IPv6 is how big? 16 bit. So three fields, 16 threes are. So that means whatever will be the summary, whatever the summary will calculate, will be what? It will always have what? 240 colon 0 colon 0. This will be there. Fourth field, what I observe is what? Fourth field is what changing? The fourth field is changing. So I have to calculate over here this XXX. And if you observe, basically in the fourth field also, the first character is what? Common actually. But let us keep it, doesn't matter. Okay. Now what do you need to do? Same rules. Same rules to do summarization in IPs. Translate, convert all these values into what? Binary. Each and every. But just think, in your real life, let's say they give like this 50 IP addresses. So will it make sense to convert 50 numbers into binary? It will take lot of time, right? Plus, even if you do also, there will be what? Administrative mistakes possibility. So more administrative effort, more administrative mistakes. If I want you to do it fast, do I have a shortcut? Yes, same old shortcut, what we did earlier, summarization. Identify in this list smallest and the biggest number. So in this, which is the smallest, because all are starting with C. Then what is the smallest number? 1. Second character 1, 2, C. C is bigger than 1, 2. So the smallest number is what? The smallest number is basically C1 DF only. Now identify the biggest number. Who is the biggest number? Which is the biggest number in this list? Just 7 number. Can somebody help me quick? Which is the biggest one? Think. You have so many guys are there, so it takes time, to identify. So just imagine right now, no pressure. Your real exam will be full of pressure. You'll be, maybe there will be anxiety. You'll be maybe nervous on that day. So all that thing is there. Here you, without any kind of anxiety, without any kind of pressure, still it takes. So be careful, okay? So it is basically what? CCD. Then what we do? Convert this into what? Binary, right? So So this is 16 bit now. C. C in binary will be what? C is 4. Every number, as I said, no, every character is what? 4 bits. So 4 numbers, 4 into 4, 16 bit. So C is what? C comes what? A, B, C. A is 10. B is what? 11. C is 12. So what will be binary for C? 1, 1, 0, 0. Then for 1, what will be the binary? 0, 0, 0, 1. Then what will be the binary for D? D is what after C? If C was 1, 1, 0, 0, so D will be what? One more. 1, 1, 0, 1. That is D. And then F is what? All ones. Let us do some separation also. So this is C1DF. Same way here. And E will be what? 1, 0. That is E. Let us keep this here. Okay. So clear? Same method. Identify the smallest and the biggest. Write down the binary. Okay, while practicing initially. Later on, you have to do mentally. So, but initially you have to practice like this step by step. So once you have enough practice, then automatically you no need to write down, no need to convert. You can automatically guess what will be the summary address. So now what we do? Once we have calculated the summary, what I do? I start from where? Left, correct? Go towards right. That is the movement. And then what I do? I keep on checking the bits. Are they common? So here if you see 1, 1 common. Okay, I write down 1. Second also common. Third also common. 0, 0. Fourth also common. When I come to the fifth field, fifth bit, what I find? Uncommon. So what I said in IPv4 by summarization, the moment you come across the column which is uncommon, then no need to do any comparison. Replace all the remaining bits with what? Zeros. Now no more. First column you come which is uncommon, stop comparing. And now since it is uncommon, replace all the bits as zeros. What will be the now conversion? Hexadecimal. This become what? C. This become what? 0. This become what? 0. This become what? 0. So this XXS basically means what? C000. After that, this double colon. Rest all field I don't care. The first field which is uncommon, I convert this. And now any IP address requires what? Mask, prefix length. How many bits which are not going to change, which are common. So if you see already how many fields were common? 3 fields were common. Each field was how many bits? 16 bits. So 16 into 3, how many bits common? 48. And now in the fourth field, how many bits were common? In the fourth field, how many bits common? Only 4. 4 bits were common. Out of 16 bits, 4 bits were common. So what are the common? 48 plus this is what? 48 bits. And from the fourth field, how many bits common? 52. 48 bit from the first 3 fields which are common, and in the fourth field, how many bits common? Only 4 bits common. If there are 6 bits common, then you will add 48 plus 6. If there are 10 bits common, you will add 48 plus 10. It cannot become more than 64. How it can be 76? Because the fourth field itself is 16-bit maximum. 40 all 16, 16, 16, 16 is 64 maximum. No? It can't be more than network portion is 64. How it can be more than 64? Because first three is the fourth field which is uncommon. So slash 60 52 is the answer. Once we got this, how I got this? Again one more time. First check in all the numbers with how many fields are common. You have three fields common, right? Then that's the reason I wrote here like that. Three fields were common. I wrote the three field, and now I say this is the fourth field which is common. This is 1, 2, and 3 because network portion is only four fields, 64 bit. So out of that 64 bit, first three field 48 bits are common, and then in the fourth field, once we compared, we found what? How many bits were common? Only 4 bits were common. 1, 2, 3, 4. Value is 1100. That is 12. That means 12 means what? Binary C. Hey, sorry, hexadecimal C. And that's the reason I got the prefix length as what? 48 plus 4. Clear, guys? And now what I do? I just need to go and do the summarization. In IPv6, what I've shown you, can any AS summarize any other AS routes? Yes, you can summarize routes of any other AS. So let us do this. All these routes belong to which AS? If you see, it shows all these routes belong to which AS? AS5. So can R3 do the summarization? Yes, I can do summarization in R5 itself also. I can summarize R5, but as I said, challenge is what somebody if you summarize somebody else, you can anybody can summarize their own routes. Of course, that is what is there. You summarize your own route. You should not summarize somebody else, but just to show that we can summarize somebody else's route, I go to router BGP 6. Okay. If you see aggregate command, the same command what we had previously, if you see now, there is aggregate command is not coming now. Aggregate command is not visible now. Aggregate command not appearing. Why? Because now BGP knows that there are two families. So BGP is now confused. When if you directly aggregate command, it was meant only for IPv4. Now you want to aggregate what? IPv6. So that's the reason best thing is what? Now there can be two address families existing together. That's the reason all the iOSs currently they're supporting what? IPv4 as well as IPv6. Interfaces have IPv4 address also. That's the reason the current iOSs, all the devices, they are known as what? Dual stack. Your Windows machine, if you see here, it is having IPv4 address also, and it is also supporting IPv6 together. So Windows also supports what? It's a dual stack operating system. Linux, all operating systems, all network operating systems currently in the market, all vendors, they are all supporting both the families, IPv4, and that's the reason these are called as what? Dual stack. The address family IPv6. Go inside address family. Let us see now a question mark, and there you see a aggregate address command is there. And now since I'm in IPv6 family, I have the aggregate command. What aggregate I calculated? 2040 colon 0 colon 0 colon C 000 double colon slash 52. So if I have done the calculation correct, it should summarize. And after summarization, what will happen? By what is the default behavior? Will all the specific routes get removed? I repeat the command on R6, and what we see? We still see all the specific routes plus the summary. So say same old behavior. If you simply summarize, what will happen? The specific routes and summary both will be advertised. So if you want only summary, same old command. And then you also have what? If you see AS set now, this summary which came to R6, R6 will think that okay, this is basically, this is like our own routes maybe. So this could be loss of AS path information is there. So anytime you do summarization, you need to remember what your summarization should not lead to what AS path, some loss of AS path. Routing loop, suboptimal routing should not happen for anyone. So that's the reason summer is set. Also, best option recommended by Cisco. Always, anytime you do summarization, always put AS set, because this will ensure routing loop will not happen. To put summary or not to put summary, that is a different situation according to the requirement. And now let us repeat on R6. And what do I see now? Only summary. Previously everything was there, CCDE was there. R10 has all these routes. Now R6 has only one this summary. What about connectivity? Will connectivity get affected? No, connectivity should not get affected. So what I do ping. I'll ping one of the IP address which is not visible. 2040 colon 0 colon 0 colon CC I basically means what? 1E colon 1 with my source, my customer 2006. So R6 customer 2006, can he access all these new sites on of AS5? Now this thing is not working. Twenty forty colon is the IP correct? CC on R10 with back 2040. This is the IP. No, CCIE 2040 colon 0 CC 1E colon 1 source 2006. Let us see on R10 the route is there. Do show BGP IPv6. No, 2006. Oh no, see, what was RC's customer? It is 30,000, 3,600, right? And I was doing ping with what? From a different IP. So that's the reason this ping did not work. So that's the reason you need to be careful. Customer to customer. BGP is forward exchanging only customer routes. 3,600 colon 6 colon 6. So if you put wrong IP, then immediately we get scared. What is this? Why it's not pinging? Maybe something is wrong. Maybe some configuration wrong. So many time what happens? Everything is correct. My troubleshooting, my ping command itself was wrong. I'm putting a wrong IP address. You see, even though 2040 colon CCI doesn't exist in the BGP table of R6, but reachability is still there. So reachability, when we do summarization, size of the routing table becomes compact, but connectivity is not affected. Okay, guys. So summarization. Was it different from IPv4 summarization? No, same thing. Only thing is that now previously we used to have 8 bits. Now because one octet, one field is only one octet, 8 bits. Now in IPv6, your one field is what 16 bits, and that's the reason you need to do what 16-bit binary. And again, smallest and biggest, again start from left to right, keep on comparing the columns, write down if the columns are same, equal, just write down that whatever the value is there, bit value, if it is 1, write 1, if it is not, if it is 0, write 0. The moment you come across a column which is not common, stop comparing from there itself, remaining all bits, put them as zeros, then convert them again. So you got the binary value. Once you got the binary value, what you do? You convert it back to hex, and that becomes your summary. Okay, so we now hardly like 10 minutes left now. So let us stop for the night today. We'll continue tomorrow. I have to show the remaining topics. So any questions anybody is having? Let me